Hey, Asgard here, and it's time to talk about Lord of Mysteries. And this episode was one of the best episodes so far. I'm really liking the pacing of this one. Also, continuing from last week, we actually get to feel the aftermath and the grief of Neil, considering everything that happened, and also builds up quite well the next things moving forward and the overarching plot. So I really liked this one, how it moved and the pacing for it. So let's get into it and talk about it. And like I said, start with instantly the characters actually dealing with events that happen. And I feel like we've missed that quite a lot, seeing Dan, Neil, and everybody else dealing with Neil's death there, going through those emotions, the grief, how they're gonna move forward. Of course, it's not 5,000 years dealing with that, but actually seeing them going through that felt great here. And after that, Klein gets a letter that Azik is going to check more locations, maybe get some more memories. It's probably gonna be connected with everything that is going to happen here. And Klein still having to deal with this mysterious mastermind, which I feel like we're getting some glimpses into these ones. And Klein even finds an object from Azik. They're summoning a messenger, which we're gonna get to that a bit later. And what I really liked was how involved Dan was here, actually spending time with Klein. I feel like Dan got a lot more moments to shine, especially in this episode. And also, apparently there's this archbishop that lost control. He's wanted, he actually has a wanted poster. Klein found it with an artifact 0 grade, one of the most, if not the most dangerous artifacts there. And yeah, that's something to keep our eyes on also. And I like how Dan was, hey, didn't I warn you about that? Oh no, oh my bad there. So actually talks, we know that Dan is kind of mixing a bit reality with dreams sometimes there, so I like that small nod to that part of him here. Also get a glimpse with how artifacts are created, at least one way with them. Apparently when a Beyonder dies after losing control, that's how objects are get left behind with power, but that's not the only way. So this is just one way to get artifacts. And what I like, Dan actually he brought some tea for Klein there, and the tarot cards being approved for Klein to use them as weapons, even though he needs some training for accuracy here. But Dan is gonna help him with training, and also found a teacher for him. So this the beginning of the episode, like, man, I wish the series started a bit more like this, slower, getting us with the characters, the moments here, spending time internalizing moments, events here. This one felt great for the start. And this teacher is gonna be a sequence 6 spirit guide. We don't know who it is, but later find out it's Dali. That was quite fun, the entrance there. But before we get to that, Klein actually goes home, even spending a bit of time with Melissa and Benson, his family. Benson studying to maybe get better job, wants to get paid more here. That small moment actually mattered quite a lot here. But after this, he goes to use that object he found, that brass whistle, uses it, and apparently it summons a messenger of Azik, and it's the giant skeleton, or the little one, how Azik called him. Yeah, I wouldn't call that little one, but sure, I guess maybe there's a bigger one. Who knows out there, but it leaves instantly when it senses the teacher coming in, and the reveal that it was Dali, and she's there to train him, help him moving forward, and summoning a messenger, actually teaching him how to summon a messenger. Funny enough, he just did that there. And also entering somebody else's mind to pry and interrogate, see things through there. And it's a thick lesson, to say the least. I feel like Klein is gonna have a lot of learning moving forward, but that's great, actually seeing him learn things, getting indications from others, not just, hey, suddenly he's able to use no new power-ups without us even knowing how or from where he got them here. But they also get interrupted a bit, more like Klein got saved from more lessons by Dan, who shows up with an urgent mission. They have to go to this asylum to interrogate this guy Hood Eugene. He was disguised as a citizen, but then he went mad and revealed himself to be a Beyonder and suspect of being Sequence 7 psychiatrist, and Klein has to enter his mind there. But like Eugene kind of knew, or somebody told him Klein was there, even though he was mad. It's kind of weird. Sometimes mad people in shows, even that guy when they went to the night market, he had some indication with Klein. I feel like that is gonna play an important role moving forward from the earlier episodes, and here I feel like this guy was saying some things which are probably gonna matter a lot more into the future, but of course I can't really connect the dots right now. And that talking about Cake and L, find out later a bit who L is here, and he actually breaks free, goes after Klein, but Dan subdues him. And also the small nod there when Klein said Dan is getting stronger, so them with the potion, the tip that he gave them actually working for them here. But yeah, Klein actually has to go into his mind, and I like the entrance there, looked a bit like a nebula space, and we see how it looks inside. It felt more like, it reminded me a bit of Pirates of the Caribbean, Davy Jones, a shipwreck, tentacles there, inner mind of that guy here. And Klein asks him for answers, and we get, apparently he's working with the psychological alchemist. I'm sorry if I'm butchering names here. When he asked about the goal, there was no answer. Then L is revealed to be Lanevus, the guy that has been built up so far. We saw him with the sacrifices there, the ritual here, and apparently told him that somebody exists behind Eugene, and he was promised power, immortal godhood, and the true creator shape shows up, or influence, and his world starts to collapse, which kind of means also his mind, well, more than it was before, and Klein barely manages to escape. So like there's so many connections and plot points and things to tie together. I hope the payoff is gonna be worth it when you get towards the end of this season here. But I really like that Mindscape thing that Klein had to go through, and he barely manages to get out, and Dan actually saves him, kills Eugene just in time before going after Klein again. So Dan and Klein working together was great, but now they have to deal with everything that they learn. True Creator, Aurora Order, Psychological Alchemist, Doomsday coming in that they learned from previous episodes, Lanevus having to investigate him even more, and then I think maybe the mastermind, maybe somebody else, I don't know, this Sharon Coy, she's very hot, like damn, she's hot. If evil, why hot? I don't fully know if she's evil, but she's definitely suspicious. She's the widow of a baron and somebody else, the wife of John Maynard. She accuses her of killing her husband. John Maynard got killed. And she looks at Klein. I think she knows something of him. She wants something from him. I don't know. But the in-between scenes that together when they went to the scene of the crime to investigate, Sharon was kind of killing him through sex. Is she part of the demon sect? I have no idea. But she gave me that feeling of killer succubus or something, or maybe think of Queen of Pain from Dota. If you guys ever played Dota Queen of Pain, maybe that's how I wanna die. Sharon, kill me, I guess. But we'll see what exactly she is. She's definitely a very, very suspicious character there. Maynard also revealed to be connected to Lanevus. Of course, Sharon is gonna be investigated now, so have a lot more moving pieces to say the least. But I'm happy. The pacing was great for here. Even the build-up of this new character, the shop, the political intrigue, inner workings, it actually feels like mysteries right now instead of just go, scene from scene, let's get to the action. No, slowing down was great in this episode, and we even get a gray fog meeting. Before the meeting, Klein goes to in the gray fog to do divination to see if a Beyonder is involved. He gets the answer yes. He tries to use divination on Sharon to see if she is a Beyonder. Doesn't work. Is she tied to Lavenus? Doesn't work. Somebody's interfering again, but who is she interfering? Is somebody else interfering? Is she too powerful for him to use divination on her? We don't know, but the plot thickens, to say the least, especially surrounding Sharon. But after this, there's a big end credit scene. There's this monster crawling around in this city of silver. Wounded soldier starts praying, and somehow the prayer connects to Klein when he was in the gray fog having the meeting with Alger and Audrey here. And later it's revealed what the zone is, but we're gonna get to that. Audrey reveals that the higher exam were approved in her country, and Alger says something that he found out the Aurora Order looking for the true creator's home, maybe the forsaken land of the gods, and Roselle was also looking for it. And I really liked that when Klein was like, this is too early for you to know, and Alger was trembling, like realizing you said something bad, or you overstepped your bounds, your limits against this mythical creature that you have in front of you. God, how they see Klein there, the fool. I really like that scene quite a lot, and Klein handled it perfectly. Too early for you to know, even if he didn't know or fully know exactly what it was here, but he didn't chastise Alger here. But after that, Alger says he wants Audrey's help to find somebody, one of the 7 pirate admirals. Okay, another thing to keep track of. Vice Admiral Hurricane Pilangos. Again, sorry if I'm butchering names. He seems cool, but he kind of has the power to absorb spirits or kill somebody with his hands. I don't fully know, but he seems like a strong, powerful, and probably asshole. We're gonna have to wait and see. But like how after that Klein plucked the prayer, it looked like a small planet ball of energy there, and the prayer was in this ancient new language, Jotun. Apparently that place is the forsaken land of the gods, so the soldier was playing in Jotun somehow to Klein, or maybe to the thing or whoever is behind the gray fog power, and since Klein is connected now and he shows up in the gray fog, he gets summoned there. He's revealed to be Derek Berg here, and I like how all 3 of them were looking like shadows, how Klein was looking like Pyre Bing when Audrey and Alger were summoned here. So seems like the Grey Fog meeting, maybe we're gonna have a full table, it's gonna grow at some point, and he tells Derek to choose a card to be his alias, and he chooses the sun. Damn, like this episode, it felt like it went through a lot, but it also felt much better for me to watch. Maybe I even breezed through it. The pacing, the plot, the setup, everything felt so well for me in this episode. I feel like pieces were flowing together much better. It wasn't as dense or as packed or as fast as the previous episode. Like a lot of things happened, but I don't know, I digested it better. I don't know, somehow maybe I'm getting used to it. Let me know. I'm really curious what you guys thought about this episode. Of course, I have a lot of questions here. I haven't watched the leak episodes. I'm not gonna watch them. I'm gonna wait week to week, watch them with actual proper subs, so expect videos when the episodes air. I'm not gonna go look ahead. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode, especially if you're Dongo or Panime only, however you wanna call it. Let me know in the comments below, but also if you've read the source material, how was this one from a pacing point of view? And please don't go into spoilers. I'm gonna stay clear of spoilers here. So yeah, very well done with this episode, setting up things. We get some answers. I like characters getting more moments, more time to actually digest their emotions, deal with events that happen, instead of just jumping from one to one and then wait, what? I'm getting whiplash sometimes going through them. So yeah, good episode here. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Lord of Mysteries. I'm gonna see you again in the next one. Bye bye.